This is the moment. You can feel it. Feels a little familiar, doesn't it? I mean, you can just feel, this red wave that's sweeping across the nation found its headwaters right here in the Commonwealth of Virginia last year. And here it comes again, sweeping across the Commonwealth. You can feel it. We've got amazing, amazing candidates running across Virginia. And to see Karina Lipsman and Jim Miles working so hard down the stretch here, getting the vote out, this is how change happens. And that's why we got to get the 8th. We got to get the 11th. If you happen to live in the 10th and the 7th, get out and vote. Get out and vote. Because here we go. Here we go. I mean, they said last year that no Republican could win statewide in Virginia. I mean, it's too blue. Suburbs are too strong. Media is too powerful. But I want to tell you right now, they forgot to do one thing, and that's ask the voters. The voters stood up and locked arms and said, no, this Commonwealth that breathed life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness into our nation is standing up and making a statement. And let me tell you, thank you for hiring Winsome Sears. Woo! Thank you for hiring Jason Miyares. Thank you for giving us a Republican House of Delegates. Thank you for hiring me, I have to tell you, friends. It's just extraordinary to go to work every day and recognize that we get to make change because elections have consequences. And for too long, the consequences in Virginia were dire. And Winsome and Jason and our House and our great state senators, we've gone to work in order to make change. And that's exactly what Virginians and Americans are asking for tomorrow is change. It's time. We have seen what Joe Biden has done to our nation. I mean, there used to be this debate about left liberal policies because it was just theory. Well, we've watched theory go into practice, and folks, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Everything they touch gets worse. They let inflation out of the bottle. And now it is running just crazy across the nation. Hard-working Americans, hard-working Virginians seeing the silent thief steal their hard-earned money. And then what do? They pass more runaway spending bills and have a garden party and celebrate it. They don't understand. They give away our energy independence. They demean law enforcement and expect crime to go down. Guess what? It goes up. They, in fact, have made a porous border not just a national crisis, but now every state is a border state in Virginia today. We've seen overdoses go through the roof, and 76% of them are from fentanyl, and we know where it's coming from across the border. Friends, this is the circumstance that Joe Biden's America has allowed to happen. And now it's our chance as Americans, not Republicans against Democrats, but as Virginians and Americans to stand up and say enough, enough, enough. We're gonna have change. We did it last year in Virginia. We can do it again across the nation, and it's gonna happen. You can feel it. I mean, the spirit of Virginia came together last year in a way that people could not believe. I mean, they couldn't believe it. I mean, we won the Latino vote. We won the Asian vote. Woo, woo, woo. We got more of the black vote than anybody can remember for a Republican. We, in fact, won Greater Richmond. We won Hampton Roads. We had the best results in Northern Virginia anybody could remember. And yet we won more in the red counties than folks had ever seen. Folks, that's about Virginians coming together. Again, around Virginia values. Around these values that we hold dear, the recognition that in fact together we can make change, and that's exactly what we've done. And so now it's time to elect Jim, to elect Karina, and send them with the Republican majority to Congress. That's what friends, I mean, we know it. It's about liberty and freedom. That's what it's about. I mean, we stood up last year and were very clear, parents matter. We stood up last year and said it's your money, not government's money. We stood up last year and said we are back in the blue. We stood up last year and said that at the end of the day, we believe in those things that bind us together and not divide us. And in fact, when we look back at those most immortal words that were written by Thomas Jefferson, I think the most impactful words ever written in this hemisphere. People always ask me, well, why do we say this hemisphere? Well, folks, the Bible was written in the other hemisphere. Come on. But the most impactful words written in this hemisphere by Thomas Jefferson are, we hold these truths to be self-evident. That all men, and that means all people, are created equal, and that they're endowed by their Creator. They're endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, and among them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Friends, we know these rights are not handed to us by a king, and they're not handed to us by elites in Washington or in Richmond. They are granted to us by an almighty God. And therefore, it's our job to come together and stand up and defend them. And the way we defend them is we win elections. That's what we do. Because elections have consequences. They have consequences, and we know they do. And therefore, we learned one thing last year for the first time, is we learned how to win elections in Virginia. We understand how to do this. We understand how to come together and make our voices heard. We understand how to get the vote out. We understand that every head needs a hat. Every bumper needs a sticker. Every yard needs a sign. By the way, we need to make phone calls. We need to knock doors. We need to get people out to vote on Tuesday. By the way, we've done a really good job in the early voting. A really good job in early voting. But now we got to finish. And anybody who has not voted yet's got to get there on Tuesday. And for everybody else who has voted, you're getting 10 friends out there on Tuesday, because we are going to grab our surfboards and ride the red wave. That's what we're going to do. I got to tell you, we have great candidates. I mean, it's so clear. I mean, Karina Lipsman is the American dream. She's the American dream. She is a Ukrainian refugee who comes to America, and her family comes for a better life. And she, in fact, not only finds a better life, but understands that our democracy, that the United States of America is a place where you serve, where, in fact, our government works for the people as opposed to the people working for the government. This is what she knows. I gotta tell you, she's going to be a great congresswoman. And Jim Miles, folks, Jim Miles served his nation. He understands that freedom is not free. We must stand up and protect it and defend it. And he serves as a judge, and now he wants to go serve the 11th. Friends, I think we should hire Karina and Jim. That's what we should do. We know how to do this. Get the vote out. Because elections have consequences. The winning team is the winning team. You get to make the decisions. You get to chair the committees, not sit there in the other room. You get to make the appointments. You get to make the decisions. That's the winning team. And we are all on the winning team. It's not Republicans versus Democrats, because our team is the team that believes in safe communities and strong families. Ours is the team that believes in low taxes and low regulations and small business. Ours is the team that believes in American-made products. Ours is the team that believes in peace through strength, not weakness through weakness. Ours is the team that believes in backing the blue, because without them we are lost. Ours is the team that believes in liberty and freedom and the unbridled opportunities that come with them, and lift up all Virginians and all Americans. Ours is the team that believes that our schools must teach our children how to think and not what to think. Friends, ours is the team that knows that parents matter and matter. This is the team, friends. This is why Virginians have come together in such an extraordinary way and made such a huge statement. That statement that really was the headwaters to this red wave that is flowing across the Commonwealth once again. Everywhere we go, it is extraordinary. Huge crowds, great enthusiasm, and oh, by the way, an unbridled optimism that, in fact, Virginia's best days and America's best days are in front of us, not behind us, and we can indeed be that city on the hill. That's what we believe. And it is rooted in a shared set of values. Values for God and country and family. Values that bring us together about making sure that our children have a better life than we have. Friends, this is a common aspiration and one that is reflected in our desire to make change now. This is why we've got to do the work. So here we are today, one day away from Election Day. And so today and tomorrow, we do the work. You get out and vote. You get 10 friends. You make phone calls. You make sure you got a hat and a sticker. And we get out the vote and we elect Karina and Jim to go to Congress on that red way. God bless you. God bless Virginia. God bless the United States of America. Here we go. Let's win this.